Well, all right, all right. All right, what we're going to start up doing here is we're going to do an overview of hiking the Narrows in Zion. It's a pre-trip kind of anyone who's going to hike the Narrows, uh, kind of give you an orientation on where it is, how long it's going to take, all the turns and twists and everything that's going along with it. So, first, going to start off by getting oriented on where the Narrows are in relation to the rest of the park and where the rest of the park sits. So, looking at our map here, we start up. The main parts of the park up here is going to be where the front gate is. If you're coming in from the west side, Springdale being back up here. Watchman Campground, the visitor center is all up there. As you follow or drive up into the canyon, the split happens right about here. Uh, oh, no, it's back here. My bad. So the split is actually back here, and this is where the tunnel is, to where you would, if you were to approach Zion from the east side and go through the tunnel, and then that canyon is all located right back up here, and the split's right up there. Coming into this side part of the park is where you would have to take a shuttle, um, and then Angel's Landing and everything's up here. So we are basically looking southbound from the north side of the park. Um, if I back up a little bit, Lava Point is right back up here. The Cologne canyons and all that's kind of situated back up in that area. This canyon right here, that's going to be Wildcat Canyon. Here's the Horse Plateau right up here, and all of this along here is the West Rim. This is what we went over in the last few videos, hiking that, with our campsite being up here. The this trail going down here, that's on the way down into Zion Canyon where Angel's Landing and stuff is. Now, relation all this, where the Narrows are, basically where the Narrows, you would start by catching a shuttle or shuttling yourself, however you want to do it. They take you up through this canyon and then through this wilderness up here, a bunch of dirt roads, and you'd end up over here where Chamberlain's ranch is. So the Narrows is basically starting here, 16 miles, following the North Fork of the Virgin River, basically heading in an east, or I'm sorry, westward direction, following it all the way down, really getting the tight Narrows about this point right here, following it down, and then it's going to take a turn to the south. And it's going to connect right here with Deep Creek, which is this creek here, and Cologne Creek, which is this creek right here. And it'll follow it out all the way until about this point up here, where you'll connect with Zion Canyon and the rest of the tourists. So now we got orientation done. Let's go ahead and start this puppy up. Hit my magic button. There we are here. Yeah, I see you. Now the way we're gonna way how to do this one, because it's so low and these canyons are so tight, and the elevation and all the topography data is all skewed. So I couldn't do a fly like you were hiking it, because everything's all warped down there. So we're basically going to fly by backing up about 500 feet and kind of looking down on it and looking at it that way. So let's go ahead and start. Again, we started right here around Chamberlain's Ranch. Is where the shuttle will drop us off. We're going to get out and basically start our hike. Here, as you can see, this is the North Fork of the Virgin River, and then we just follow it. Starting point, you're going to notice that the canyon is pretty wide open. Nothing special here. And we have to go for about a mile. We're going to pass. There's a cabin to the left that we're going to pass before you get into what's considered the Narrows. Here, you can start to see more trees. and it's going to get a little tighter, but now it's kind of more of a deep V profile, and not like that hallway kind of profile that you get to the Narrows. I'm not sure where they consider the start of the Narrows, but my best guess is when this canyon really starts cutting into the rock. I mean, even here you're in a deep wide V, and you could probably still climb out of here if you absolutely had to. I guess that's where you consider the Narrows is when you no longer have the ability to climb out unless you're going to be scaling a wall. But here we go ahead, we keep following it, heading in that westerly direction. And you will be walking in the water. All just plan on it from the beginning. Plan to be wet as long as you're doing this hike, and plan your clothes accordingly, and all your gear, waterproof everything. Still going in, still kind of a wide V. As you see, that's what I'm talking about. How the imagery gets all warped. It's just hard for satellites and everything to really get good photography, because in those tight canyons, your GPS also gets. Do not rely on your GPS when doing this. Basically to get out, you just follow the water. GPS is going to be right here. I would consider this the start of the Narrows right here. And as you can see at this point, this is where the river really cuts into the rock and things just start to become unclimbable. So I would consider that the start. We're probably about 3 miles in, maybe two, something like that. But now it starts to get wicked. I mean, this image is pretty good, actually. This is nice. So now we're in it. Oh, your GPS, because you're in such these tight canyons, in order to get a really good GPS signal, you need access to, I think, at least 3 satellites, if not 4. I got to look at my notes on that one. But you probably only be accessed like 1 or 2. So your GPS is going to be all screwy. So don't even consider using it. There's no possibility of getting lost. The people who have gotten lost in the Narrows did it on purpose, or they lack the brain capacity to navigate anything. Okay, at this point here, you can kind of see where we're starting to kind of make this turn, and now we're connecting. As far as landmarks are concerned, like once you get into the Narrows and you're in these tight walls, that's one. Second one is when we hit Deep Creek. Deep Creek is located about where as far as our first day is concerned, it's that point where we start turning south. That's about here. You can kind of see where it meets up. This is the conjunction in between the two. If I back out and you kind of see, I look there popping up here, Deep Creek. Yeah, this is all Deep Creek here, and it goes all the way back, to the Deep Creek North Wilderness here, and I think even Navajo Lake, like yeah, Navajo Lake. This even feeds into it. Yeah, right here. There's the creek and goes in. It also has some other tributaries that kind of feed into it. But that's Deep Creek. And again, with the creek and uh, the Virgin River or the North Fork, even at this time, and I think most of the time you don't filter the water. There are contaminants all in it. These are a lot of pastures and livestock are up through here. Because it's private land, a lot of it, and there's they test the water pretty regularly, and it is testing positive for the I can't say the name of it, but basically the stuff that makes you sick. So the only water you can filter is going to be from actual groundwater springs. As far as the Narrows are concerned, the only confirmed one that flows year round would be Big Spring, which we don't even run into to the next day. So let's continue on. So again, turn it south, just past Deep Creek. Right after Deep Creek, we're actually going to hit Colomb Creek next. And then we're going to start seeing the other campsites. Our campsite here is going to be number 7, and they start at like campsite 12. And then I clocked it right here for campsite 7. Some websites and kind of say it's over here, or it's in this general area, but I selected this one because I put it in AI engine. The AI engine gave me these specific coordinates. So that's why I kind of set it there. In any case, it's right up. This is Colomb Creek right here. Again, backing out. Colomb Creek feeds in it. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it connects right here. Okay. Yeah, that backs out, and that's actually fed by Colomb Reservoir, which is situated back here. So back at it, that would be our first day once we get here. After this point, we just keep heading straight south, and again, just keep following the water, waterproof and everything, and make sure your footwear, clothing, and everything quick drying. Hiking in basically swim shorts, and I'll probably be rocking waterproof socks with water shoes. I did look into using the canyoneering boots, but I even went as far as buying a pair. But I'm actually gonna. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not bringing that. All right. So, oh. All right. Sorry, a little glitch happened, but I think I got it all fixed now. So let's continue on. So basically, what we all just talked about was day one. Kind of getting to that campsite, uh, there, inside the Narrows, and go ahead, camp out there that night. Get up the next morning. Basically, we're going to hike out. Let's see. I got pictures populated here, so kind of give you an idea what these look like. Oh, look like somebody got a drone. By the way, drones are not allowed unless you get special permission and you have an FAA license. I know because I got busted one time. Oh, all right. So that's a nice, pretty shot there. Wonder where that waterfall is. Anyway, moving on. So we keep moving forward. Go ahead, wake up, start heading back down the Narrows. And again, until we get out, it's all going to be tight. It's basically will be the Narrows. It's all tight, that hallway type shape. There'll be a lot of, let's see, different things in our way. There'll be the mouth of the Colomb Creek, which we had just passed. Next part we're going to see is basically it's known as the Grotto. Then we're going to come up to the mouth of Goose Creek and also Boulder. Boulder, well, you'll know Boulder because it's just basically a big boulder in the way. Anyway, let's move on. All right, keep going. I mean, this is considered canyoneering, but it's canyoneering without the helmet and ropes and having to do any technical climbing. You're basically just walking in a puddle the whole way. There are some points where, depending on the flow rate and the water, how deep it is, we may have to swim. So, regardless of what time of year you go, what the conditions are, just be prepared to be swimming with all your gear. Uh, and yeah, here you go. Here's a nice shot. And this is basically what we're going to be looking at most of the way. And you just see as we get closer and closer to the end of the hike, um, we basically start running into more of the public. So we'll start seeing more and more pictures. That starts populating on Google Earth. Oh, by the way, that first day I believe was It's like 7.5 miles in, and then today be a little bit longer. Total both days is 16 miles. Oh, here is Big Spring. So this is going to be the only water source that we can pull and filter from. Here's a shot of it. Hard to miss. Keep going. Oh, there's Boulder. Again, hard to miss. Now, is the exact location of where these pictures were taken? That's that's debatable. Consider that the because what we talked about earlier, when the GPS gets all squirrely, yeah, you know, you might have a picture up here or up here. So, but it should be in the general area. All right, Shaky McShakerson, let's get this puppy going. See what this body looks like. Oh, that's a cool shot. I think these should be probably some of the last. Let's see where Big Springs is. Yeah, where Big Springs is the last of where the campsites are. So we're past all the campsites. Now, people who day hike the Narrows, they'd be coming. We'd be running into them. I forget how far they can go, but I don't think they can go past Big Springs, so they shouldn't. Again, here's another shot, but look, you know, water depth up to this guy. It looks like his hips, and you know, again, plan on being wet the whole time. If you are doing both days, staying wet the entire time, be sure to take care of your feet. Our feet plan for our group is going to be waterproof socks, and like I said earlier, oh, here is Oder, Orderville Gulch, which is the like if you wanted to hike the Narrows, you could actually come down Big Creek as well if you wanted to enter from that area. It's just the more traditionals to start at Chamberlain's Ranch, but you could also do a hike where you came in at the beginning of Orderville Gulch. If we back out, that basically starts yeah, like back up here, and there's a trail that actually take you there. Right here, 4x4 trailhead, 4x4 parking, and then that will take you here. So you could do it this way. You do it the way we showed. There's a couple of ways you could hike into the Narrows. But if you're coming from Oderville Gulch, you're not going to be camping. Like you don't need a overnight or Narrows permit to do the Orderville Gulch or Orderville Canyon access. You can basically come in and I'm not sure what the total distance is on that, but it might be, if I had to guess, 10 miles. As you notice, we're getting more and more pictures. Oh, here's the knife edge, this section right here. Yeah, and probably over the course of, I don't know, a couple more thousand, maybe hundreds of years. Not sure, but just basic erosion. This will finally eat its way out, and it'll the river will now run this way, kind of leaving this, which could actually be great camping spots. Once this kind of dries up, the water just flows this way. Gotta admit, dude, I love Google Earth. Oh, look, Mystery Canyon, because nobody knows. Hmm. Okay, right about here. Yeah, so yeah, right about here. Right after this curve right here. Right after this curve is where the actual trail for the Narrows starts. Um, and if you look right here, you can actually kind of see it. So everyone who basically comes and just like hikes in but doesn't get wet, this is as far as they can go. And then right around this bend here, there's no more trail, and you're just hiking in the water. So that's kind of like once you see this, you can kind of get out of the water, start along this trail. There are going to be all kinds of tourists and people in flip flops holding infants walking along here. So they're going to look at you like, where the hell did y'all come from? And be like, oh, we came from the mist. Anyway, this will let you know you got about half mile to a mile left, and you're done. So there it is. You see and the cane is actually starting to widen and open up a lot more pictures. See how the pictures end up on the walls and stuff here. That's because of the finicky GPS. But yeah, pictures, everybody posting. And then, yep, here's where it ends right here. Don't do that. So the Temple of the Sinawava. Temple of the Sinawava, however you want to say it. That's where the end of the road is. And from here, we would go ahead and catch that shuttle. And the shuttle will take us back to where the van should be over at the visitor center. But again, this is Zion Canyon, and we're back to civilization. That's the end of that hike. All right, there's your orientation and your preview of what's to come on this hike. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and if y'all do like these videos, where I kind of use Google Earth and kind of go through to kind of orient. And if you like those, let me know, and I'll try to make more for trips that we're doing. All right, have a good day. Bye.